He then held the chopstick, reverse grip style, not even saying another word. Nasser stuttered, trying to hide the fear in his voice. Yes, sir. No funny business. Edward paused before smiling, flipping the chopstick to offer it to Nasser. Excellent. It was an awkward pause, Dad looking down at the chopstick and up at Nasser for a few seconds before realizing he now lacked a proper pair to use. Actually, I'm going to need that back. Of course, sir, Nasser quickly said as he handed the chopstick back. My dad nodding. As long as you understand, you have nothing to worry about from me. Edward then clapped his claws together, now cheerful as he slipped his glasses back on. Now let's get to the buffet. I'll show you how it works. Nasser blinked before slowly smiling. Sure. The two then sat off to a booth, my heads turning back to stare forward as they had arrived. Dad and Nasser inspecting the bar. Now you just want to load up your plate with anything you want. If you want beef, there's beef. You want noodles, there's noodles. And once you're done with that sport, he gestured toward the countertop. Olivia and Mom's already done as they moved back to our booth. You give it to the chef to cook it with your choice of sauce. Whoa! Nasser seemed overwhelmed by the choices. Maybe I'll pick... He went off on his own tangent as I joined Dad. So, Anna, how long were you listening in to us? I blink, alarm sounding off in my head. Alert! 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 He knows. He fucking knows. How? Edward's expression grows deadpan behind his glasses. 1, you have nothing on your plate. 2, you haven't. If you did have something on your plate, Olivia and your mother already finished cooking theirs. You should already be behind him. And 3, you're standing at the salad bar as a carnivore. Since you started talking with Nasser. Since you started talking with Nasser. I see. I guess I should be glad you'd make a terrible spy. I stared at him for a moment. Edward started shrugging. I knew I'm not angry, but I can understand that you were curious, but I have to warn you that some dinos need their privacy. You'll know when it's not right to eavesdrop. Yeah, I will. Good. Now let's get some food. I watch Dad join Nasser, the former suggesting an add-on to the latter. I watched Dad join Nasser, the former suggesting an add-on to the latter. A small smile gracing my snout. Although I was caught, I was still glad Dad and Nasser got along, not like Mr. Ripley and I. Which made me wonder for a moment, what the fuck would happen if Dad and Mr. Ripley ever met? I decided it was a death battle that I didn't want to consider, moving away from the salad bar to find actual substance. The arcade was surprisingly not as loud today. I mean, it was still loud, but the sounds of screaming children or a rowdy birthday party were surprisingly absent, only filled with the beeps and bangs of various arcade machines, creating a constant thrumming throughout the room. Looking down, I had counted the number of tokens in my claws, giving the same count of 15, alongside Nasser and Olivia, who seemed to have no idea where to even look, wondrously peering at all the different sights and sounds. Wow, I can't even remember the last time I went to an arcade. Look at these different options so we can play. Time Dino Crisis 3. Olivia simply said, sliding towards the arcade suitor with a fake blue and pink plastic pistols. Time Dino Crisis 3? Nasser asked, trying to say the ridiculous name as I smiled. Olivia's favorite game, I explained. Every time we come here, we always hit that machine first. Olivia picked up the pink pistol before realizing she was being too hasty, turning her head to Nasser with a semi-bashful look. Oh, you can play something else if you want. I momentarily peered at Nasser, a brief flash of determination on his features, as if remembering what my dad had said to him before he smiled. No, this is fine. He came up beside her, pulling out the blue pistol and holding it both claws. As long as I'm playing alongside you, I'm happy. That sentence alone seemed to feed the white smile growing on her snout, the baryonyx peering away. Cool. They then inserted Okanichi as I quietly watch. The intro segment playing out with 2 anime-looking dinosaurs with guns, running through an airport as random grunts immediately appear, opening fire. Olivia's character ducked into cover, and Nasser, he immediately died in-game. What? Nasser blinked, Olivia bursting out into laughter. You gotta use cover. I gestured to... You gotta use cover. I gestured to fake weapon. Also, you gotta reload by pointing the gun away from the screen. The pterodactyl gratefully nodded before investing another token, trying his best to survive the onslaught of token-extracting bullets, as Olivia managed to thrive due to her experience, gunning down and earning a machine gun upgrade. And I stood along the sidelines, watching with a smile against the side of the machine. Everything was right in the world, for the moment at least.